Tonight, a sewage leak forces beaches to close in Port Lincoln, and Mid-North farmers say they're feeling confident about this year's harvest.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with Ruby Kamain begins now.
Good evening. More than 26 tonnes of sewage has flowed into Port Lincoln's Boston Bay from a ship moored at the city's wharf. It's forced the closure of several beaches, with water sample testing underway.
Usually bustling with people, Port Lincoln's foreshore was all but deserted today due to a sewage scare.
Beach is unfortunately not an option for today.
It's understood around 26 tonnes of wastewater was discharged in Boston Bay last night. The suspect, a bulk carrier moored at the city's wharf.
It is concerning and we are obviously concerned for public health.
If you've been swimming or you've eaten shellfish from the bay and you're feeling unwell, please see a doctor as soon as possible.
Headaches too for the shellfish industry.
People have indicated that some of the guys working mussel farms have actually taken a crop in but they can't use it.
Water samples have been collected and sent away for testing.
We would expect 1 to 2 days before we get the all clear from SA Health to reopen.
Despite the signs of no swimming, it didn't stop this man trying to get in a cheeky dip. He was quickly told to move on.
We just want to make sure that people are doing the right thing and avoiding unnecessary risk.
Despite some hot weather expected tomorrow, the beach here will be a no-go zone. Instead, we're being encouraged to get creative on ways to stay cool.
I believe the supermarkets have a good stock of super dupers for the kids, and Mitre 10 and Bunnings will certainly have soaker hoses and all those sorts of options.
Investigations are continuing. It's understood the vessel at the centre of this left the city last night. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Golf News.
After years of dry conditions, the South Australian government is predicting a bumper harvest, estimating a total of more than 8 million tonnes. Mid-North farmers are set to reap the benefits as they prepare to finish another year.
It's the bumper season our local farmers have been desperately waiting for. New state government figures forecasting South Australia is on track to record its 4th biggest grain harvest on record, thanks to some much needed rain.
Above average rainfall this year so far. And a lot of the rain we did get was very timely rain too.
Mid-North farmers are now reaping the benefits.
It's been pretty good, above average yields. The quality's been reasonably good on most things, even though the wheat's probably a little bit light on protein. But apart from that, it's been a really good year.
The quality season welcomed by this family operation just outside Crystal Brook.
It is a family effort. We have Sam's dad drives the truck and the kids are always on the tractor and they chase it in.
Try and get the girls out here as much as they can. Obviously got 2 daughters and hoping that they'll take over one day.
There's no time to waste as they look to finish in the coming week.
Yeah, my first year on the chaser bin, so chase after Sam when he needs me, when the bin's full in the header. So.
The Primary Industries Minister says it's about time farmers reap the rewards following some tough seasons caused by dry conditions. Farmers continued to work through last week's lockdown after being classed as essential workers.
No, at this stage, we've been able to keep going and doing what we're doing and isolating in the tractor. So, hadn't really affected us too much at all, which has been good.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Despite the rush of travellers into New South Wales last week, there's only been a slight increase in COVID testing numbers in Broken Hill. 4,386 tests were conducted in the city, an increase of less than 300 compared to the previous week. Thankfully, there were no new cases recorded, even with the influx of South Australians prior to the state's second lockdown. Turning to our state, and a high school student in Adelaide has tested positive to COVID-19, forcing the school into lockdown. It's understood the female student attended Woodville High School while potentially infectious. Health authorities believe the case is linked to the Parafield cluster and may have contracted the virus from the Woodville pizza bar. Contact tracers are working around the clock. However, SA Health says it's confident it isn't an unknown community transmission. Meanwhile, a Whyalla primary school has been busy teaching students different ways they can help stop the spread of COVID-19. It comes after South Australia's second lockdown, with health authorities continuing to push the importance of good hygiene.
Class is in session for these young Samaritan primary school students.
I learned how to wash my hands today.
Whilst we've been doing this for a while, there's always the reset moments where you have to keep reminding everybody, including parent visitors, to do the same.
Wet hands, get soap, scrub, rinse and dry. All important techniques the children use daily. As coronavirus changes the way we live, the school is stressing the importance of good hand hygiene.
When they wash their hands, how often they wash their hands, sanitiser if that's not available, still covering when they cough, keeping apart.
Creative signage available through SA Health, also helping remind the students of each step.
I put soap on my hands, then rinse them with water.
And although mask wearing is not mandatory in South Australia, health authorities are encouraging locals to wear one at busy shopping centres, health clinics, hospitals and on public transport. It's the new normal for this young generation.
A bit like children putting on hats and sunscreen now, that the hand washing will come through, that they'll be doing this well after this virus has stopped.
Washing my hands is lots of fun.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, a Broken Hill school helps students launch their careers in the mining industry. And Whyalla's Christmas pageant prepares for its digital debut. Welcome back. With temperatures set to soar into the mid-40s tomorrow, firefighters are reminding us to get our air conditioners checked. The Metropolitan Fire Service says units should be serviced by a qualified professional. We're also being urged to buy an electric fan to help keep cool, so equipment can be turned off to prevent overheating. MFS figures show 25 structure fires have been caused by air conditioners in the past year. School leavers have gained some hands-on skills to prepare for careers in mining as part of a pilot program being held in Broken Hill. It's hoped it will assist locals in gaining employment in their own city.
Some aren't old enough to have a driver's licence, but these students are in the fast lane. They're part of a pilot program at Robinson College, giving hands-on experience to students considering a pathway in mining and construction. Teachers say it's aimed at giving them practical skills and qualifications prior to entering the job market.
Our safety's key, paramount in everything you do. It gives the guys a lot of experience in a safe environment.
Running for 3 weeks with 9 students taking part, the training is giving them extra skills to put on their resume.
We wouldn't expect to be able to use an excavator before, going for an apprenticeship, so it's been really useful to have a crack on that.
By working with the mining sector, local job opportunities may also be offered, helping keep young people in Broken Hill. Almost half of the group are women, hoping to make a mark in a male-dominated industry.
Never thought I'd be in the mining industry at all, but now looking at this, there's a lot of opportunities that I could go towards now.
Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
A Port Augusta business is expanding following the approval of its development application. The project will see Auto One develop extra retail service space while also creating employment in the city.
After 3 years of planning, Auto One Port Augusta is finally expanding.
It just needs expansion. It's busting at the seams. Need more room for stock, basically.
The expansion will provide an extra 890 square metres of new building space, along with renovations to existing structures.
Improvements in the actual retail store itself, some new facilities for installations, as well as trying to get some more car parking and on the space on the exterior of the building.
The extra space providing a greater range of stock to customers.
Going to be more room for four-wheel drive products, along with an expansion of existing automotive spares.
If you're trying to get that sort of stuff now, basically you go to Adelaide, so just trying to give something to local shopping.
It's also creating local employment opportunities, which owners hope will help grow the city's economy.
Everything from some casual employment for store recovery through to full-time spare parts interpreters and accessory fitters.
Mentality of online these days, which doesn't add anything to the local economy. We employ all local people, always have done.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
There's only 3 more sleeps until Whyalla's Christmas pageant, with this year's event switching online. The digital show will be posted this Saturday afternoon, with council encouraging locals to watch the festivities right from their own homes.
Watching Santa from your very own living room. It's the new COVID-19 safe way to still enjoy Whyalla's annual Christmas pageant.
We've had the opportunity this year to have a great support from the Whyalla City Council and GFG to hold a virtual pageant, which I hope everyone will be able to enjoy.
It's pretty exciting. We weren't sure how things were going to turn out. Obviously, it's the first time we've ever done it, but we've had a fantastic response from the community.
More than 50 entries were delivered to council, all featuring in the upcoming video. Many locals getting creative with their submissions.
So we've got people dancing down the street. We've got people doing gymnastics. We've got the police cars driving off from in front of the police station.
The pageant will be posted online at 4 in the afternoon this Saturday, with Santa Claus also expected to make a Still City visit.
So we'll be placing it on a number of different platforms. Probably the easiest place for people to find it is on the council Facebook page.
It will also be posted on council's website and YouTube page. Sophia Contigonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us. A Port Augusta business celebrates Black Friday with a twist, and sporting clubs receive financial relief from Broken Hill Council. Hello again. Business Port Augusta has teed up with 15 local retailers to offer a Black Friday balloon sale. It's the first of its kind in the city, aiming to encourage community members to shop locally ahead of Christmas.
Getting ready for a busy day. Preparations are well underway at these Port Augusta businesses ahead of the Black Friday balloon sale.
So they'll all have black balloons out the front of their shops or displayed, and each individual business will have different sales happening in store.
15 local businesses jumping on board the Business Port Augusta initiative across 2 days. Mill Hinch Hourglass Jewellers and Blue Mangrove preparing to offer store-wide sales.
We'll just put a specials table in the middle of the store and have a range of jewellery and giftware at 50% off, and then we also have our current catalogue, Christmas catalogue that's out now with discounted prices.
We have cushions, candles, a lot of artwork, lamps, small items for Kris Kringles as well.
The initiative, borrowed from the United States, aimed at encouraging locals to shop locally and early this Christmas.
Traditionally people leave it till the last week or the last couple of weeks, so we have actually been noticing a lot of people have been doing it early this year.
The sale will run on Friday and Saturday. Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Community organisations in Broken Hill have received almost $60,000 in council grants. Among them, 2 sporting groups looking for fee relief after their season was impacted by the coronavirus pandemic.
No sport means no income. That was the message sent by 2 local sports clubs to City Council. Central Football Club and the Harness Racing Club asking Council to waive ground fees for using Memorial Oval this year, claiming they couldn't utilise the facility because of COVID restrictions.
You got bills to pay, you got electricity, water rates, Central Trots have got commitments.
The group's receiving more than $6,000 to waive oval usage fees, the money left over funds from round 2 of the community assistance grants.
It was $59,500 given out. Everyone who applied at this round was very well happy and were given their amount of money which they basically asked for.
Other recipients include community radio station 2 Dry FM, which received money for a backup power supply and new antenna. More than $18,000 was also allocated to Christmas decorations. Broken Hill Community Inc, another winner, taking away $10,000 for new water tanks.
It's a really big project and it's a really big win for our community.
Another round will be made available next year. Lachlan Etta, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Crystal Brook's Bowman Park is one step closer to receiving a new toilet block, with construction now underway. It comes as the nature play booms, with travellers visiting in droves to see the award-winning playground.
A hidden gem just outside Crystal Brook that's about to be upgraded.
It seemed appropriate that we upgrade the public toilets here to make sure that they're disability access compliant, but also to bring them up to modern standards.
The Cash Splash is part of round 2 of the Drat Communities Fund. It was selected due to the playground's rising popularity after it was upgraded in round 1 of funding.
the Bowman Park Management Committee and the Crystal Brook community have certainly welcomed the news of an upgrade to the existing toilet facilities at Bowman Park.
The success of the nature playground that was recently completed as part of round 1 Drought Communities Program funding.
The news follows a busy few months for this nature play. Its unique design winning acclaim, with the builders receiving an award from the Master Landscapers of South Australia last week.
Last weekend we heard that Climbing Tree Creations won an award in Adelaide acknowledging the amazing creation that they have developed at Bowman Park.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. We'll check what fish are biting in the Spencer Gulf. And Alex Sykes will have all the latest weather details. Welcome back. Time to check what fish are biting when we drop a line in the Spencer Gulf this weekend. Here's our fishing experts with their tips.
G'day and welcome to this week's fishing tips from Port Augusta, Whyalla North. Well, the weather's starting to heat up, so the crabs are coming in thick and fast, and they're a little bit shallow as well. There have been some crabs getting caught raking out the front of the shacks. Silver whiting are around. My favourite tip there is fry over in the Flinders Channel at low tide, out in those sandbanks and also along the front of the shacks. There are some, or a lot of little kingfish around at the moment, sort of just above that rat size, down around the powerhouse and up around the train bridge. That's all we have from the Whyalla North.
Welcome another week around the Gulf fishing tips. We've got to be short, sharp and shiny this time because the change over the season is absolutely perfect. Blue swimmer crabs is what you should be targeting. This hot weather has drove them absolutely insane. So I'd look for anywhere from Port Davis right through to Barrows Beach. You should be able to find it. Remember, we have a ban in place in that particular area, which should be getting rectified pretty soon. Thank you. That's all we've got this week. We'll see you next week.
Hi, Whyallah's fishing report this week. Land-based has heated up a little. There is some nice big bronze whaler sharks out of the Point Lowly area. Also some nice silver whitings starting to show up along the local foreshore and down further south towards Cowlard's Landing. Out from the boats, the yellowtail kingfish have been pretty hot. It is hard to get your squid, but once you get your squid, you should be able to get a hook up.
G'day and welcome to Fishing Tips in Port Lincoln. Locally, the whiting fishing has been pretty good over the past week. There has been some nice King George caught in Proper Bay, up along the North Shore, and there's also been some whiting caught off of the town jetty and also the main wharf. Inside the marina, there's some bream cruising around, so a few fish have moved in. And down on the south coast, there has been some schools of salmon. Well, that's all for this week. We'll see you again with more tips next week.
Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather. Here's Alex.
Thanks, Ruby. Sunny conditions across the region today. From 3 p.m, Broken Hill 37, Port Pirie reached a maximum of 34, Woodna very hot and sunny, topped 39 degrees. Looking across the rest of the region now, Cooper Pedy a high of 40 degrees, milder in Kadina a max of 26, similar in Port Lincoln 23, Whyalla sunny and 30, Port Augusta very hot and sunny and 34, and mostly sunny in Adelaide 32 degrees. Taking a look at the satellite image now, mid to high level cloud over northwest SA. In a trough and upper level moisture is causing the odd shower. High jet stream cloud crossing the south is not producing any rain. Skies are clear elsewhere due to high pressure and a dry and increasingly hot air mass. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Southeasterly to southwesterly knots, 10 to 15 knots. Seas around 1 metre, swell south to southwesterly above 1 metre. It's set to be a hot one across the region tomorrow, with those heat wave conditions hitting. Port Lincoln very hot and sunny and 39 in Port Lincoln. Cleve very hot, wind easing a max of 43. Woodna very hot and sunny, a top of 45. Whyalla is set to reach 43. Port Augusta a high of 44. Kadina 41. Port Pirie set to reach a max of 43, Clare a top of 40 and Broken Hill 41. Taking a look further through the week now, and those hot conditions will continue on Saturday. Cooper Pedy and Port Augusta windy and very hot, 46 degrees. Broken Hill windy and sunny, 44. Woodna 45 degrees, Whyalla windy and strong winds, a top of 40. Conditions cooling on Sunday, Cooper Pedy 37, Broken Hill windy 32 degrees, partly cloudy and 25 in Whyalla. And partly cloudy conditions on Monday, Cooper Pedy 44, Broken Hill 39, Woodna 33. So we're in for some very hot conditions, but there is some relief on the way at the end of this week and beginning of next. That's all the weather from me for tonight. It's back to you.
Lovely, thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Thursday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later. Until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.